Soulframe, ah yes, Soulframe. Warframe's fantasy sibling who got tired of guns and said, what if we solved our problems with swords and deep forest vibes instead? From the same folks over at Digital Extremes, Soulframe is this spiritual, mystical, sword-swinging MMO that gives off Studio Ghibli meets Dark Souls at a Renaissance fair vibes. There's nature magic, ornate armor, and probably at least one talking deer who's secretly a god. And it's not just a new skin on Warframe, it's a whole different beast. It's slower, more methodical. Like, I do yoga now, and read scrolls by candlelight slow. Combat seems weighty and deliberate. The world looks like it was designed by someone who got lost in a D&D campaign and never came back. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm ready to heal the world with sword swings and poetic angst.
Even if they sing that song, the magic, it's in you. Yours.
Reanimal, 125. Okay, listen, I need you to sit down for this. Reanimal, not re-animal, not animal again. Just Reanimal. It's like if someone threw Pokemon Snap, Monster Hunter, and an episode of Black Mirror into a blender and said, surprise, you play as some kind of biomechanical doctor, Doolittle, in a post-apocalyptic world, where nature has decided, screw this, and fused itself with robots. Trees have USB ports, squirrels have Bluetooth, and I think I saw a deer with a drone backpack. Your job? Study them, befriend them, maybe fight a few of them. Honestly, it's unclear. The trailer was 60% vibes and 40% confused awe, but it looked cool. It's weird, it's wild, and it's definitely going to be one of those sleeper hits we all pretend we knew about before it was cool. Perfect Dark, Joanna. Dark returns like a rebooted action movie protagonist who's been doing push-ups in a bunker for 15 years. Perfect Dark is getting the modern makeover it deserves. Slick visuals, spy thriller vibes, and yes, lots of sneaky bang bang. This one's coming from The Initiative and Crystal Dynamics, which means expect polished, cinematic, actiony goodness. Think Deus Ex with better lighting and fewer morally ambiguous scientists. Now, the original Perfect Dark on N64 was legendary, and while this reboot is still a bit of a mystery, everything shown so far points to a smart, slick FPS with gadgets, hacking, and probably at least one monologue about saving the planet. Put it on your radar. This one's gonna sneak up on us like a stealth takedown.
Are you all seeing this?
Once you open this door, there's no going back.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach whispers intensely Kojima is back. The guy who made a game about walking across America with a baby in a jar and made it weirdly emotional is doing it again. Death Stranding 2 on the beach is like the original, but turned up to 11. You've got Norman Reedus still out here delivering packages like he's in Amazon Prime, Apocalypse Edition. You've got giant floating space whales. You've got musical boss fights, and the baby's back too, except now it's older and possibly more cryptic. Expect stunning landscapes, existential questions, weird sci-fi terminology no one understands, and at least one scene that makes you cry and go, why am I crying? He was just holding a rope. Mark your calendars. June 26th. 2025. Let Kojima whisper secrets into your soul again.
This time, I'll make
Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. What if you mixed The Sims with The Walking Dead and added a splash of This War of Mine? Boom, you get Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. You're managing a group of survivors in 1980s Texas during a zombie outbreak. But this ain't about mowing down zombies with flamethrowers. This is about hiding in abandoned homes, rationing beans, managing trauma, and trying not to get eaten while someone sobs in the corner. It's 2.5D, survival heavy, and big on choices. Do you save that stranger knocking at your safe house door, or do you slam it shut and pretend you're not home? It's bleak, It's gritty, and it's probably going to make you feel a little guilty, just like any good zombie game should. Solasta 2, roll for initiative, nerds. Solasta 2 is crawling out of the dungeon in glorious turn-based fashion. If you liked the original Solasta, which was basically a love letter to DD5E rules, with the personality of a party that definitely eats during the session, then Solasta 2 is going to be your jam. More spells, more dice rolling, more arguing with your party, because someone cast light on the rogue again. This sequel is still sticking to that crunchy tactical goodness, but with an expanded story, new races, classes, and maybe, better facial animations. We can dream. Early access means it'll be a little janky, sure, but if you're the type who gets excited about min-maxing a gnome cleric, this one's a must-play. Vindictus, Defying Fate. Starting off strong with Vindictus, Defying Fate, aka, what if you took brutal combat, anime drama, and a heavy metal concert and mixed them in a blender? This game is a spiritual successor to the OG Vindictus, which had some of the most underrated combat in MMO history. But this time, we're going full-on Souls-like, dark, gritty, gorgeous, and somehow still prettier than me, after applying 3 filters. Look at this dodge into counterattack mechanic. That's not just gameplay. That's ballet with blood. Combat here is weighty, visceral, and you can practically smell the regret of every enemy who swung a sword at you. Also, that soundtrack sounds like someone threw a Viking into a metal band and gave him an electric guitar forged in Valhalla. This game is clearly aiming to scratch that Elden Ring itch, but with Korean drama flair and boss fights that look like they came out of a Berserk fanfic. Color me extremely interested, and maybe also mildly terrified. Project TH next up. Project TH, which is less of a game title and more of a secret government codename for John Wick meets tactical espionage. This is South Korea's answer to Splinter Cell, Metal Gear, and literally every Jason Bourne movie, but cranked up to 11. We're talking slick animations, intense gunfights, and story-driven stealth that looks almost too real. Like, if this game had a breathe quietly mechanic, I wouldn't even be surprised. You know, a game is serious when the main character reloads their gun like they're auditioning for an action movie and folding laundry at the same time. It's all smooth, it's all stylish, and I'm here for it. This is the type of game that makes you feel like a tactical god until you round a corner and get flash-banged by a bot with faster reflexes than caffeine on a Monday. Tides of Annihilation. Now let's talk about Tides of Annihilation, a title that sounds like a metal band and a weather forecast. This one's still deep under wraps, but from the sneak peeks, it's looking like a sci-fi action RPG with some real end times meets eldritch horror vibes, massive alien creatures, oceanic environments, and a war-torn world that screams, "You really shouldn't be here, but here's a plasma sword. Good luck." Honestly, this game looks like Pacific Rim if it had a baby with dead space. There's something eerie and epic going on, and I'm all in, even if I don't know what's happening, maybe especially because I don't.
My quarrel lies not with you, but I will take back everything that belongs to me. Even if the price is my soul.
Lost Soul aside. Ah yes, Lost Soul aside. The game that started as a solo dev project and made everyone go, wait, one guy made this. This game said, what if Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, and Bayonetta all went to the same party and then decided to make a baby with particle effects exploding every 2 seconds? Combat is fast, fluid, and extra flashy. And if you don't know what's happening on screen, that's okay. Just mash buttons and look cool doing it. That's the rule. Also, there's a transforming dragon sword jet thing. You ride it, you fight with it, and I think it also makes you breakfast. 10-10.
You never wanted to be a hero. But for humanity's sake, you must.
Then give me your power, Arena.
Unrecord next. We have Unrecord, the bodycam shooter that made everyone do a double take and ask, wait, is this real footage? This game is photorealistic, to the point where I'm not sure if I'm watching a game or an episode of Cops, but filmed by someone with a cinematography degree. The devs are going for immersion so deep you might actually start checking your own pulse after a firefight. The way the camera bobs, the lighting, the reflections, it's all too real. I tried watching gameplay with a VR headset and ended up calling 911. Help, there's a guy with a gun. Oh wait, it's a cutscene.
Where the fuck is Oscar?
Metal Eden, all right. Time for Metal Eden, a game that sounds like the name of a cyberpunk flower shop, but is actually more like Blade Runner meets Fallout. This is an open-world sci-fi survival RPG with post-apocalyptic tech, gorgeous wastelands, and just enough neon to make a synthwave playlist start playing automatically. Expect scavenging, crafting, hacking robots, and existential crises about the meaning of humanity. Because, of course, if you've ever looked at Mad Max and thought, this needs more chrome, less sand, Metal Eden is calling your name.
Known. See you on the other side.
Subnautica 2. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, Subnautica 2 is back to remind you that oceans are terrifying and everything with more than 4 legs wants to eat you. We're heading back into the deep with new biomes, new sea monsters, and, surprise, multiplayer. Yup, now you can scream underwater with your friends instead of alone. What a time to be alive. You're still building bases, scavenging tech, and trying not to drown while a neon squid shark screams in your face. Except this time, it's bigger, scarier, and maybe slightly more social. Honestly, it's the oceanic anxiety simulator we all deserve. Hell is us finally. Hell is us. And no, that's not a dramatic breakup text. It's an actual game title. This one is all about exploring a surreal world filled with strange monsters and even stranger vibes. It's kind of like Death Stranding got possessed by Silent Hill, and then they both took a philosophy class. It's cryptic, it's creepy, and it's kind of beautiful in a "why does this tree have veins" kind of way. This is less action-packed shooter and more, what even is reality? Also big sword, so that's a win. Titan Quest 2. Alright, quick recap for the folks who missed Titan Quest the first time around. The original game dropped in 2006, and it was basically Diablo, but on vacation in ancient Greece. Instead of demons and hellfire, we got hydras, mummies, and psalters with terrible attitudes. It was like someone said, what if we made an ARPG, but replaced all the zombies with minotaurs, and made the map look like a museum painting? And it worked. Titan Quest became this cult classic that people either completely missed or absolutely obsessed over. And for those of us in the latter group, we never stopped hoping for a sequel. And guess what? That sequel is finally here. Now let's talk about what we know about Titan Quest II, and why I'm already sharpening my virtual spear in excitement. First off, we are back in ancient Greece, baby. You'll be battling monsters straight out of mythology again, but this time it's all centered around Nemesis, the goddess of revenge. Yeah, not the Resident Evil guy, the divine bringer of cosmic karma. So basically the plot is, Nemesis is throwing a temper tantrum, and it's up to you to stop her before the entire world turns into a mythological version of Black Friday chaos. Combat is getting a massive overhaul too. This ain't your grandma's point and click anymore. Titan Quest II is going full-on tactical ARPG. That means real-time dodging, blocking, parrying. No more face-tanking everything like a meat sponge. You'll actually have to use strategy, positioning, and timing. You know, like an intelligent warrior, not just a guy named Chad who swings a flaming hammer until his keyboard begs for mercy. And speaking of skills, the dual mastery system is back. That's right. You get to mix and match two classes to create the perfect myth-slaying machine. Want to be a fire mage who also summons wolves? Done. Want to be a spear-wielding tank with lightning powers? Easy. Want to be a necromancer poet? Okay, not sure if that last one exists. But hey, maybe with enough DLC. Basically, the build possibilities are deliciously ridiculous. I'm already planning a Storm Warrior combo. I'm calling it the Zeus Punch. Now let's talk about the world. Titan Quest II is ditching randomized dungeons in favor of handcrafted zones. That means everything is designed with purpose. No more endless mazes of copy-pasted corridors. Instead, we're getting lush cities, cursed ruins, sun-drenched coastlines, and terrifying caves filled with things that want to chew your face off. And the enemies? Oh, baby, they're juicy. I've seen gorgons, massive cyclopes, undead Greek soldiers, and even a bull made of lava. A lava bull. Like, what do you even feed that thing? Molten hay? Bosses are going to be epic, with unique attack patterns and mechanics. You'll actually have to learn and react, not just spam health potions like a panicked toddler with a juice box. Now we all know the true reason we play ARPGs. The sweet, sweet loot. Titan Quest II promises an in-depth gear system with legendary items, set bonuses, enchantments, cosmetics, and more. And yes, your character actually looks like a badass in-game when you equip cool gear. No more wearing a green helmet, purple boots, and a sad brown chestplate just because the stats are good. You'll look like a mythical warrior, not a fashion disaster. And guess what? Multiplayer is back. So now you and your buddies can jump into the chaos together. Imagine a squad of 4 friends, each rocking a different mastery combo, yeeting mythical beasts into the underworld while arguing over who gets the shiny purple spear that just dropped its friendship. It's chaos. It's co-op carnage. It's beautiful. And if you're wondering about mod support, we don't have full confirmation yet. But considering how beloved the modding scene was in the first game, I'd be shocked if they didn't bring it back. And by shocked, I mean struck by Zeus himself for even doubting it. Now, let's be honest. Am I hyped? Oh yes. But am I a little nervous? Also yes. The game's got potential, but there are a few things they have to nail. Combat has to feel satisfying, not floaty or clunky. Loot progression needs to be fun, not a grindy RNG nightmare. And the story? Well, if you're going to bring in Greek gods, make them cool. Give them personality. I don't want Apollo to show up and just say, "Hi, I'm glowing. I want drama." But overall, Titan Quest II looks like it could be a glorious return to form for a franchise that was always just a few ambrosia shots away from greatness. I mean, come on. Greek mythology, dual-class systems, tactical ARPG combat, lava bulls, and Nemesis herself trying to end the world. If this game hits even half its potential, it's going to be epic. So now I want to hear from you. What class combo are you going to try first? Which mythological creature are you most excited to punch in the face? And are we doing a full playthrough when it drops? Because I'm down if you are. And there you have it. 7 upcoming games that are weird, wild, gorgeous, and probably going to turn my PT into a space heater. I don't know about you, but I'm hyped for all of them. If you liked this breakdown, smash that like button like it's a Dark Souls boss. Drop a comment telling me which game made you scream "take my money," and subscribe for more chaos, hype, and 3 a.m. gaming deep dives. Until next time, stay cool, stay hyped, and may your graphics card survive the year. Peace.